Back to more everlasting summer. So, in the last episode, Shurk went missing and all of this stuff. And, Electronic here found a boot that belonged to Shurk, and he said that he found it at the old camp. So, now we're here. Whispers ran among the pioneers. Old camp. The old camp. Are you sure? Absolutely. What's so special about this old camp? I joined in the conversation. It's nothing special, really, she stammered. One of the Savionics legend tells the story of a young camp leader's ghost living there. She fell in love with the pioneer, but he rejected her, and so she killed her. Jesus Christ. She committed harakiri with a kishin knife. Next day, the boy was hit by a bus. Lena ran out of the crowd. Bus. I refrained from asking about the route number. But science doesn't acknowledge the existence of ghosts, so we have nothing to be afraid of. No, they exist. Anyway, somebody should go there. Suddenly, the crowd started to thin out. Ogla, it's almost night. Maybe tomorrow? I turned around and saw Slavia and Lena. What if at night something happens to him? No, today, right now. By the way, where is this place? Electronic roughly described to me the directions and told me the story of the old camp. The camp leader looked at me attentively. If you think that you're the only man here. I looked around the area. Of course. Electronic was quick to flee. I still didn't want to walk in the woods alone. If you ask me, I would. I get to choose who comes? Let's go with Elisa. I don't know. Okay, I've narrowed it down to 3 choices. It's either go with Elisa, go with Lena, or go alone. I mean, if I go with Slavia and Yulana, there's really no point. I barely even talk to those guys. So what good use are they, really? Lena, pretty sure my guy has feelings for her. Elisa? I don't know. I don't know about Elisa. This game really does bring some tough decisions. It actually does. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm thinking of starting another series where I level in World of Warcraft. If any of you guys are big fans, I actually do play that a lot, usually. My main class is a druid. But yeah, I'm gonna start that as a series maybe, just leveling around and stuff. Maybe by doing the main quests. I've always wanted to get into that, but never really had the motivation to. But yeah, Elisa or Lena? You know what? Me and Elisa barely talked, and oh wait, last episode she tried to blow up the monument. So yeah, fuck Elisa. We're going with Lena. I won't have to go there alone, will I? Ogo thought for a moment. You may be right. We'll go together tomorrow. Wait, did I? For the last few moments, I noticed that Lena had a strange look on her face, as if she wanted to say something but didn't dare to. The pioneers started to disperse, as if they had forgotten about Elisa and the explosion. See? Even our leaders seemed to calm down and didn't react when the wannabe terrorists left the square, hiding behind Yulana. We should go too. Yes. Wait, we're not going? Why? Night quickly fell on the camp. There was only a brief moment between the first rays of the setting sun till complete darkness here in the south, or maybe in this world. You don't have enough time to enjoy the variety of the sunset colors. It was too early to go to bed, but the leader confidently walked to her cabin as if mentally dragging me with her. Ogla, I'll take a little walk. Okay. She looked at me intently but didn't find any reason to object, shrugged her shoulders, and kept walking. I went back to the square. I didn't really want to look closely at the trivial damage done to the agenda statue. It was at the exact center of the camp. If you don't know where to go, you should start from there. I sat on the bench and looked to the west. I wondered if the earth here revolves on its axis as it should, or whether there was an actual north or south. It's hard to say. At this time I didn't have any ideas on how to check the fundamental laws of nature. Hi. Lena appeared next to me as if from nowhere. Hi. Can't sleep? She looked at me in surprise. Well, yes, it is still early. May I sit? Of course you can. Yeah. I moved over a little. Saying a little was in fact an understatement. I actually shifted myself to the end of the bench. Oh, you antisocial pig. Thanks. Lena sat and looked at the sky as if she'd forgotten about me. It's sad. What is sad? That shirk disappeared. Yes, things aren't too good. She was as calm as usual, keeping silent most of the time. She blushed and felt embarrassed only when she had to speak or do something. That same silence, which could be seen as awkward by many people, including myself, was quite for her nature. Quite natural for her. My bad. I could hardly imagine Lena making an effort to carefully choose the right words to start a conversation or make a good remark, trying not to look stupid or alternatively trying not to look as rude as Elisa. I just wasn't able to compare her to anyone. She was just so content with being herself. Does that mean that my attempts to start a conversation with her could be seen as rude? That the expression "become friends" could be interpreted as an intrusion into her private life? But something in this girl attracted me. Maybe it was her mysteriousness, and she certainly wasn't lacking in appearance or feminine charms. I didn't have an answer for that. That's why I still hadn't been openly accused of being annoying. I'm sure it'll be found. How can you escape from a submarine? Submarine? What? Lena didn't seem to appreciate the joke. I didn't either. Stupid. This camp must seem like a large submarine to me only. I hope so. Tomorrow Olga will call the police. They'll find him for sure. And what if during the night... Her expression grew sad. What if something happens to him? Alone at night in the forest, anything could happen. He must be lonely. No one forced him to go there. What if he just got lost? He shouldn't go walking in the forest alone. You don't have any pity for him at all. Sure, may be sitting there all alone. Of course I pity him. I felt ashamed. Wait, does this motherfucker have feelings for Shirk? Oh, if you do, I'm going to be so mad. In any case, Lena was right. A person was missing. Anything could happen during the night. We aren't seriously going to search for him now, are we? She didn't reply, still looking somewhere far away, where the last rays of the sun shined over the tops of the old trees, as if trying to leave a bit of its warmth with the people. Do you really think that roaming around the forest in the dark is a good idea? Probably not. For some reason I was sure that it was exactly what she thought. Recently I seem to be starting to understand Lena even without words more often. And she seemed to be influencing me, psychologically, making me agree with her. Lena's silence was more informative than any chatter or attempts at persuasion. They looked for him during the day already. Everywhere? She stopped watching the sunset and looked at me. I don't know. I think everywhere. What about the old camp? Obviously not. For the first time, her words sounded self-asserted and not vague or different. Where is it? I have no idea. Electronic told us. Well, if you trust him... I grinned stupidly, but Lena kept looking at me seriously. Sure, if it's not too far. So you do want to go? Of course I don't. We can, if it's just there and back quickly. Okay. Oh, look at that little smile. Lena smiled and gave me a flashlight, which appeared from no. Yes, that would be useful. Does this mean she prepared beforehand? Of course she did. Of course she knows I have feelings for her, and nothing was up to me. I sighed as if doomed and headed to the forest with her. Dots. Night fell on the camp. We walked slowly. Lena was next to me, near, but not too close. It was strange, but it looked like she wasn't afraid of anything. Moreover, she didn't seem to be bothered much about what we were doing, as if we weren't walking in the forest at night. We're just watching a movie with other people playing leading roles. Actually, electronics said the old camp was not too far, and if we walked straight to it, then it would be hard to get lost. What? Then it would be hard to get lost? Just walk straight back. How was that hard? What? After a few minutes, I was completely unsure that we were walking straight. Yet after a few more, it started to seem that it would be a miracle for us to even get out of here. But I didn't want to lose face before Lena, so I tried to walk cheerfully. The forest was full of silent, flickering shadows and gleaming moonbeams. The grass quietly rustled under our feet. The branches rustled over our heads. Old oak stood net. Oh my god. I feel like I need a yawn. But it. Okay, there it is. Alright. Old oak stood next to young birches. Large mushrooms emerged from under the bat ladder, as if taking off their large hats in salute. On any other day, or rather at any other time of the day, it would have looked really beautiful. It may be safe at night too, but nevertheless I shuddered at each gust of wind. Look, Lena pointed forward. I rubbed my eyes and saw a gap between the trees. Oh, that's sketchy as fuck. In a minute, we were in a rather large clearing. In the middle of it stood a building. It looked like a village school or a kindergarten. The paint was falling off the walls. There were several holes in the roof, like the aftermath of a bombing, and the glass windows looked at us sadly and a little threateningly. It was not a very pleasant sight. I couldn't remember how I'd imagined this place a moment ago. It was like all the images had been erased from my memory, replaced by this depressing graveyard view. Well, it's creepy. Lena was still standing silently, but a natural expression of fright appeared on her face. That looks excitement to me. Do you think he's in there? I have no idea. If I was Shirk, then a haunted house would be the last place I'd hide in. Shall we go? I didn't manage to answer. The moon appeared from behind the clouds, illuminating the clearing new colors. Excuse me, fuckwad. Actually, in one color, the white of the grave. I could see more clearly the distant trees, the mist shrouding them. It felt like the temperature dropped several degrees, making me shiver. Are you afraid? Lena asked calmly. Honestly? She smiled almost imperceptibly and took my hand. It would have caused a storm of emotions in any other situation, but at that time it felt like a basic necessity. We slowly walked to the building. Dots. Oh, that's sketchy as shit. Walking through the playground, I pushed a merry-go-round, causing it to creak nastily as it made a half-turn. Lena shivered and grasped my hand tighter. Sorry, I probably just remembered my childhood. Did you like merry-go-rounds? Yes, actually. I don't know. I don't remember. Probably. All children like them. I didn't like them. Why? I got dizzy when I rode them. No wonder, if you spin too fast. I like swings more. Well, you can get dizzy on a swing as well. But why would you? I don't know. That conversation distracted me a little and I started worrying myself about everything. About Shurik, about our night trip, about Lena. After all, this world is not so alien. Finally, we reached the doors. Oh, dude. Fuck this. If I saw this in real life, I'd go home. I wouldn't do this. I'm sorry. Even if you bet me like maybe fucking, I don't know, $20, I wouldn't do it. The inside of the old camp building reminded me of a kindergarten, the one I attended in my childhood. Another yawn. At first glance, even the room arrangement was the same. Shirk! Shirk! Grave-like silence replied to us. Even the wind outside had calmed down. Looks like nobody is here. We should check anyway. That is actually a good idea. Lena's courage still didn't cease to surprise me. Or should I say, her lack of normal self-preservation instincts didn't. I know if this behavior is strange for this girl or not. Okay, let's do it. On the counter. Dots. We thoroughly examined all the rooms of the old camp. I even inspected the attic. You got balls, man. The attic's the worst fucking place. There were signs that people would visit the place anywhere, everywhere. Newspapers, empty bottles, and other garbage, but there was no sign of Shirk. We returned to the hall where we had started our search. What should we do next? I have no idea. Lena sat on the steps and stared at her feet. I think we should go back. I began carefully. It's late, and can just the two of us really search the entire forest for him? You may be right. She looked sad, and her expression let me know that the search was not over yet. Well, I am. I waved my hands in resignation and sat next to her. We should think about the worst outcome. Are you saying... No, but are there any wild animals around? I doubt it. Lena calmed down at once. He may be sleeping somewhere. He'll wake up in the morning and return to camp. Yes, of course. I jumped to my feet and started to walk in circles around the hall. I really wanted to leave this place, to get out from the forest, but it was as if Lena's behavior was keeping me here. I wanted to go on, trying to persuade her, but then I noticed something on the floor. It was a trap door. There were little heaps of garbage and dust around it. It must have been opened recently. Look! Do you think Shirk is there? Lena squatted and carefully pulled on the hatch's handle. It may not be Shirk, but someone surely used it recently. Oh god, this is going in a way darker alleyway. I had already regretted finding that damn gate to hell. Let's check it out. Ugh. I got goosebumps a little bit. I don't know why. The trap door wasn't very heavy, so you could open it without much effort. I directed the flashlight into it and saw a ladder going down a couple meters. Looks like a cellar. Let's go down? I looked at Lena for a few moments, trying to understand what was on her mind. Did she have a craving for adventure like Ilana? So where is her youthful spirit then? Or maybe she just went a bit nuts. Lena didn't seem like a crazy person. But anyway, who even said she really is a human and you can evaluate her with human behavioral logic? That thought should have scared me, but somehow I didn't pay it any attention among the millions of other thoughts. Some of them were more important. For example, what could be down there? Dots. Oh, fuck this. I climbed down and looked around. Everything was okay. After I made sure that there was nothing to be afraid of, I called Lena. We stood in the long corridor, which certainly wasn't a cellar. Its architecture mirror resembled KGB dungeons or a subway maintenance tunnel. I don't know which would be better. There were countless wires along the walls, fastened by metal hooks every half a meter. There were lamps under the ceiling, covered by rusted shades. Crumbled concrete crunched under our feet unpleasantly. Shall we go? Lena, without any emotion. Where to? There? Well, yes. What if Shirk is there? What would he be doing there? In any case, I wasn't really able to refuse her today, so we forgot about our fear and headed into the darkness. Dots. That's a pretty good, art. I actually like that picture. Lena walked next to me, holding my hand. Oh, the silence of the dungeon was interrupted only by the sound of our steps and water dripping from the ceiling. We moved forward slowly, maybe too slowly. I suddenly felt a surge of claustrophobia. I gritted my teeth and squeezed the torch, but loosened my grip at once, fearful of breaking our only source of light. Lena kept silence, and her silence seemed louder than any words. I started to fear. Say something. Door. What? There's a door. She pointed forward. Is this what I think it is? Like, I think what this might resemble is like history of what Russia was like. Maybe during World War I want to say. Because they used to have shit like this. We came to a massive metal door with a biohazard sign. Yeah, I feel like this is like a representation of World War I sort of history. Yeah, a bomb shelter, that's what it's called. Yes, I'd heard something about it. Why is it here? I have no idea. Maybe because of the Cuban Missile Crisis. That too! Cuban. I estimated your approximate time when constructing the camp. Makes sense. However, building a bomb shelter here was like building an airport at Faggot in North. Am I saying that right? Faggot in northern Berlin, or Lacock in Wiltshire in the UK. It wasn't deep enough and too far from civilization. Civilization? Yeah. The door wheel duly creaked. I had to push it with all my strength before it turned a couple times. I made up my mind and opened the door with difficulty. We entered the room, which seemed to be the main living quarters. There were some beds, cases, some scientific equipment. They had been thoroughly prepared for a nuclear apocalypse. We didn't find any signs of Shirk here, though. Look! Lena was holding a flare gun and smiling. Why would I need it? To fight monsters. There are no monsters here. At least I wanted to believe that. If you say so. I guarantee it. Is it really? No, bullshit. I didn't want to upset her, so I tucked the flare gun into my belt. It might come in handy. We're gonna get lost in the woods. We thoroughly searched the room once again. That's what we're gonna do. There were 2 exits. The first was the door we had entered, and the other one was another door exactly the same in the left wall. For a moment I felt excitement, the urge to reach the end of this labyrinth and learn what prize awaited me there. However, this surely wasn't a computer game, and there is no option to save. Well, maybe with this. Lena offered me a rather big crowbar. No, I'll give it a try without it first. However, the door didn't want to budge. It only creaked nastily, and the door wheel didn't turn a millimeter. Okay, give it to me. It was too easy with the crowbar. Eek. That's a big door. In the end, the obstacle collapsed, hitting the floor loudly. The hinges were rusted completely through. I pointed at the flashlight in the passageway. There was a corridor just like the one we had come through. Let's go. It was like Lena was constantly driving me on. Where are you rushing to? Me? I'm not. She blushed in confusion. Again, what should I make of her? First she doesn't fear a thing, then she gets lost after a word. You look like you don't fear anything. I don't know. What should I fear? You will protect me anyway. Aww. She added, barely audibly. That smile. So Lena is counting on me. She believes in me no matter what. It's possible. Stupid, naive, but possible. I knew clearly that I couldn't protect anyone, even myself. Nothing is up to me in this world. The powers that brought me here could do anything. It didn't exactly mean that inevitable death awaited me in the end of the tunnel. Could be lying in wait anywhere in this camp. Let's go. Dots. I tried to walk faster, but Lena seemed to not be bothered by that, and she easily kept pace with me. This corridor was exactly the same as the previous one, in every last detail. There was nothing shocking about it, but at some point, I got the feeling that we were walking in circles. The flashlight in my hand started to tremble visibly. A spot of light jumped over the walls and the floor, and suddenly it lit up a rather big hole. Holy shit! The hole wasn't too deep, and down below we could see rails. What's down there? Looks like a mine. Shall we have a look? Why not go farther along the corridor? I don't know. I think we should go down there. I estimated the height. It would be possible to pull ourselves out. Okay, let's check it out. Oh, dude, no. Those support beams. I jumped down the hole and helped Lena to get down. It really was a mine. I wonder what they could have mined here. Well, coal, gold, shit like that. What minerals are there in this area? I don't know. Well, yeah, stupid question. Looks like there are none now. Yeah, that's the point of a mine shaft. We headed into the darkness. It was hard to walk because I couldn't choose where I trod. Wobbly wooden planks or uneven ground. I wasn't able to sit closer to the walls either. The narrowness of the tunnel focused us to stay between the rails, and I didn't want to let go of Lena's hand. Finally, we reached a fork. Just great. Where should we go? Where? I'm not certain that we'll be able to get out of here at all, especially if we're going to play Pac-Man. Play what? Never mind. We'll get lost. What if there's an exit too? There may be one, and what if there isn't? If there's an exit, it should be blocked off. So, should we go back? I bit my lip till it bled and yelled as loud as I could. Shrek! The loud echo rebounded from every direction at once. Sail even fell from the ceiling in some places. See? Then I will go in alone. No, you're not. What? I grinned stupidly. Alone? Where to? We must find Shrek. He may be... Lena blushed at once and stared at the ground. No, that won't do. If we go together. Okay, then let's go. She smiled and took my hand. How does she manage that? But first I took a sharp stone from the ground and scratched a cross on one of the beams which supported the walls. I would have been fine if you just scratched the dirt, not the beam, dude. Now we will know where we started. God damn it. Fucking tits. Okay. Left or right? Left or right? Okay, I want to go left. Yeah, let's go left. Seems that there is another fork in the road. Fuck off. Then we go right. Seems that there is another fork in the road. Then we go left. Seems that there is another fork in the road. Then we go right. Are you fucking... Is this like a puzzle? Okay. Left. Left. That's one more time. Right. No? Okay. Right. Right. Left. 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 Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck is this shit? Ouch. Right? Left? Right? Left? What the fuck? Okay, let's just... Why the fuck are we even doing this? Oh, here we go. We came to some kind of miners' camp. Pigs and helmets everywhere. A rusty wagon stood in the corner. All the items were so old they dated from the beginning of the 20th century rather than the middle. So this really is a mine. Which means we could wander around here for ages without finding a way out. Yeah, there's only one way out. But I sensed that exit was somewhere nearby, and so we went further. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, left, since we went left. 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 Is this the exit? Around the next turn, a wooden door appeared into the light. At least it's something. What? At least it's not another fork. What's in there? We don't have any choice but to check it out. I strongly pulled the handle and opened the door. There was a room behind it, which might have been one of the maintenance rooms for the bomb shelter. Empty bottles and cigarette butts were scattered everywhere. The walls were all covered with scribbles. So that means there is another exit from here. I didn't want to believe that the people who had left all that had come to the same way as we did. Sadly, Shurek wasn't here. Oh. I slid down the wall to the floor. We must have been everywhere now. Not everywhere. Lena pointed to a door in the corner. It looks similar to the one leading into the bomb shelter. There probably should be an exit, as you said. Shall we go? Let's rest for a moment. Okay. Lena sat next to me, very close, and took my hand. It's alright. What do you mean? That we haven't found Shurek. We should think about getting out ourselves. But we'll get out. Yes, I probably remember the way. Oh, was I supposed to remember? Oh shit! I'm so fucked! Or at least I thought that I remembered it. I'm not afraid at all. She suddenly said after a short pause, That's good, because I'm with you. Suddenly there came a noise from behind the door to the mine. I jumped at the once and started looking for something I could use as a weapon. If this is Shurek, I'm going to be pissed off. The noise of heavy footsteps was getting closer. You stupid motherfucker. Finally, the door opened and Shurek appeared from behind it. In the silence, I froze, staring at him. There you are! Did you think you could hide from me? What? Did you think I wouldn't find you? But I did. He wasn't sane, that was for sure. His face was distorted by a scary grimace. His eyes gleamed behind his glasses. The missing pioneer held a metal rod in his hand. Are you mad? It's us. Yeah, I can see it's you. He took a couple of steps toward us. I instinctively shielded Lena. Did you think you could make a fool of me? Leading me here and there. To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. And I followed. He raised the metal rod. What the fuck? Everything after like that was like it happened in slow motion. Shurek charging at us. Me pushing Lena out of the way. The rod slowly arcing toward my head. My hand with the flashlight going up. Following all of that, complete darkness, rapid breathing, blood hammering in my temples, silence, dreadful, heavy silence merging with the darkness. I moved my hand trying to find the wall when I felt someone's touch. Don't be afraid. I heard a familiar voice near me. Where are you, you damn lunatic? I shouted. He left. Which way did he go? Where to? Lena's voice didn't sound too calm. But certainly it didn't sound like it should in such circumstances. Calm down. She hugged me tenderly and pressed her body against mine. I tried to gather my senses, to recover my breath, to adapt to the darkness. What should we do next? You have a gun. What? Who do I shoot? It's loaded with a flare. She might be right. I took the gun from my belt, pointed it to the side and fired. The room was illuminated by a bright red light. That's a tongue twister. The flare, lying in the corner, looked like a firework or a sparkler. Let's go quickly. It won't burn for too long. Where to? Lena pointed to the second door. It wasn't hard to open, and we headed into the darkness. Oh, shit. Dots. The flare burned more dimly with every second. I stumbled with every step and even fell down a couple times, but didn't slow my pace. If it goes out. An exit. Finally, we saw a light in front of us and came to a ladder, leading to a grating in the ceiling. The flare hissed and went out. Thank God. It turned out that we were right under the statue of Jenda. What? The grating was rather sturdy, but we managed to open it after breaking the bolts with a flashlight. After reaching the surface, I collapsed on the grass, exhausted. That was terrible. Lena sat next to me. Just dreadful. By that time, I didn't give a damn about this world, the camp, the 410 bus, or my previous life. The strangest and nastiest thing was that there was nothing supernatural in these events. Shurk just went crazy, insane. Nothing strange about it. I would have, too, in his position. Lena patted my head tenderly and smiled. It's all over now. I don't know. There's a crazy pioneer in the woods. You could even say a maniac killer. I think he's gonna be alright. Alright? I'm not sure about that. The most important thing is that we're okay. She still smiled. How can you be so calm? Told you before, I have nothing to be afraid of when I'm with you. Oh, the feels. Indeed, I might have saved Lena and myself back there. But it was only by chance, nothing more. If Shurk had been swifter. Or crazier. Thanks for the compliment. You're welcome. Though we still should have stayed here in the first place. You're probably right, she said calmly. I got really sleepy. Because of stress, of exhaustion, and how late at night it was. We should go to sleep. But I have to stand up and walk to the leader's cabin. I wasn't ready for that. My eyes closed just for a moment. Dots. Stars looked down at me from the sky. Thousands of them, even millions. Now their light didn't seem to be so distant and cold. On the contrary, they twinkled to me, as if whispering among themselves, telling merry fairy tales in eager competition. Fun fact. The light from the stars that you probably see at night might be from like 2 minutes. Like if you look into space and you see a star, its light takes time to reach to Earth. It's like the sun, sort of. So basically when you see a star in the middle of the night and you like look at its light, just like picture that light took about 5 minutes, or maybe even more, to even reach Earth. I don't know. Just something about astronomy. It's kind of cool to me. Blew my mind. Back to reading and not being a smartass. About a galaxy far, far away in violet, fluffy piglets. About mysterious asteroid belts where ships have disappeared. About a fearless starship captain and his brave crew. About exceptional treasures and unreachable peaks of a planet on the edge of the universe. I wonder, is that a dream? I lifted myself a little and realized that my head was in Lena's lap. Did I sleep long? I asked in confusion, but didn't rush to get up. I don't know. I don't have a watch. Oh my god, that smile. She laughed. Approximately. Well, maybe 20 minutes. Oh, that's okay then. I lay down again, feeling nice and calm like never before. The events of the night were becoming distant, as if I was starting to forget them, like the story the stars were telling me. Shurk has come back. What? I jumped on my feet instantly. There he is, sleeping on the bench. Lena pointed to the benches in surprise. And where are you? You were sleeping so peacefully that I didn't want to wake you up. I felt a shiver of fear because such behavior was not just strange. It was not just inappropriate. It scared me more than Shurik's insanity in the dungeon. A lunatic who half-hour ago tried to kill us arrives, lies on a nearby bench and falls asleep, and she just sits there? Nothing to worry about. He just seemed to be a little off. Lena got confused and blushed. He walked unsteadily and didn't look toward us, as if I'd made a noise. And if I'd made a noise, she was about to cry. Okay, don't worry. There was some logic to her words. She probably did the right thing. In any case, we had to interrogate Shurk thoroughly. Jumped up, walked quickly to the bench he was sleeping on, and slapped him. Ouch! He woke up at once. What the hell? What are you doing, you bastard? What? Shurk stared at me with a scared and moreover sane look. What was that all about down there? Where? In the dungeon, in the mine, in the bomb shelter. Did you go completely nuts? I don't understand you. He looked around. Why am I here? And where should you be, in your opinion? Oh, wait, I know. You should be in an asylum. I went to the old camp in the morning for the spare parts, and then... Don't you remember anything after that? Lena asked after walking up to us. Yes, and I... Don't pretend. I said calmly and sat next to him. It really looked like he wasn't lying, though. I don't understand anything. It's unscientific. Who cares? Don't think that I trust you. Memory loss can't occur just... Shurk talked to himself, mumbled something, not paying us any attention. Let's go, Lena said quietly. Shall we just leave him here? He's not in his right mind. He has to sleep. It's dangerous to leave this psycho alone. He may strangle electronic with an induction coil in the night. It's going to be alright. Trust me. I had no reason not to trust her. However, I didn't have any reason to trust her either. On the other hand, who cares now? I wanted to fall asleep as quickly as possible. Okay. We left Shurk, who was still mumbling something to himself. Dots. We're here. Where? I have to go further on. Lena smiled. I hadn't thought about anything all the way here. Just followed her, and hadn't noticed that we'd come to Oglik's cabin. Yeah, thank you. For today. There's nothing to thank me. It's just good that we came back alive. We'll see what Shurk has to say tomorrow. Thanks anyway, she said mysteriously and averted her eyes. You're welcome. Well, it's time for me to go. Not yet, let me kiss you. No, damn it, fuck. Lena quickly turned around and walked quickly in the direction of her cabin. I suddenly had a thought that something about that was a bit off, not quite right. After all that had just happened, well, it's time for me to go. Usually it goes differently in such situations, doesn't it? I have no idea what I expected, though. Exhaustion hit me again. Walking with difficulty, I entered the cabin. The leader was sitting on my bed. Simeon. She started to talk sadly. Where have you been? Well, I... Prepared for a scolding, I didn't expect that reaction. I went to look for Shurk. Alone? No, with Lena. So, what about Shurk? Looks like Ogle was really worried about the fate of the lost pioneer. Well, we found him, but he's a strange fucking lunatic. What's so strange about that? The leader can treat her work lightly, but it doesn't mean that she's a heartless person. He is okay. As okay as he could be in such a situation. That's good. Go to sleep now. Wait, but... She turned the light out quickly, showing that the conversation is over and I couldn't ask anything. Oh, should I? Ask why she didn't scold me? Dots. Still, Lena, what happened today? My thoughts slowed their pace before stopping completely. And then I went to bed. Right? Yes, and then I went to day 5. I really didn't expect this fucking, game to have like, horror sort of feeling in it. We ran with the last of our strength, like those who run for their precious lives, like a doomed person, knowing that there is no hope to save his life, will still fight the inevitable and his own fate. I barely managed to close the heavy metal door behind me. I have no idea how deep this bomb shelter is or if it's able to withstand a nuclear blast, but we have no other place to hide. She gripped my hand tight. Don't be afraid. Bits of the ceiling were falling and the walls were shaking. I was prepared for the worst, but death is the kind of thing that you can't ever be prepared for. But suddenly, complete silence fell. It rang even louder than the explosions. Maybe it's time to say goodbye. She was whimpering. I wanted to comfort her somehow, but realized that there is nothing I could do. Yes. You know, A horrible bang almost split my eardrums. Seems that I'm under a piece of collapsed ceiling, but I don't feel any pain. All I want is to not let her go. What the fuck? Please don't tell me I just saw a thing of the future. I woke up in a cold sweat, short of breath and gasping for air. It took me some time to come to my senses. It was a dream. It was just a dream. My questioning mind, however, refused to believe it. But who was that girl with me there? I didn't want to let go of her hand so desperately. Sadly, I couldn't recall her at all. Clocks were showing few minutes past 10. Slowly came to my senses as reality started to stake out its claim on my mind, and my stomach foully growled. Alright, war is war, but lunch should be served in due time. Turned out that Ogla wasn't here. She must have decided not to wake me up. Thanks go out to our camp leader for this. After yesterday's adventure, I had to have a rest. Last night, I remained a blurry memory, which I really didn't want to think about. It's now more important to find something to eat and to wash myself. Exactly. Because a pioneer must always be clean and tidy. Though I would agree with this principle even if I wasn't a pioneer, and as a matter of fact I'm not. On my way to the washstands I met Electronic. He started to wave his hands and ran up to me. Good morning. Thank you for finding Shurik. Without him I don't even. Without him I can't even right now. It's nothing. I was a bit embarrassed. No, really, don't be so shy. The country must be proud of its heroes. And what about Shurik? How did he look this morning? Is he alright? After yesterday's craziness, I thought such a question was completely valid. Yes, absolutely. The only thing is that he can't remember anything. Can't he? I wasn't surprised at all. He says that he went to the abandoned camp yesterday and then woke up in his bed this morning. I mean, he remembers nothing between those two events. I see. Alright then. You missed breakfast, right? Come to our club. We'll feed you. I have something special. Electronic smiled in a conspiratorial way. Thanks, I'll come, probably. I had to wash myself first anyway. We'll be waiting. He waved at me and left to carry out his own business. There was nobody near the washstands. The water turned out surprisingly warm today. It's been warmed up already, I guess. Having my face washed, I realized that it wouldn't be easy to wash the rest of my body here. Maybe I should go to the showers. But since there is nobody here, turn the tap. Oh my god. You're an idiot. People are gonna walk by. People are gonna see you. People are gonna see you with your dick out. I turned the tap in such a way so water streamed parallel to the ground and started to take off my clothes. What if somebody sees me? Yes, what if somebody sees you? Well, I'll rinse and dry myself quickly and put on my clothes. The water, which seemed warm on my hands and face, felt chillingly cold on my body. The whole washing process took no longer than 10 seconds, and I started to wipe myself quickly afterwards. But I didn't manage to finish anyway. There were voices coming from the direction of the footpath. The only solution came to mind in a split second. I grabbed my clothes and dashed into the bushes. I knew it. A moment later, Lisa and Iana appeared near the washstands. You could have done it by yourself. Why did you bring me here? Is it a big deal for you? Fine, let me. I peered at them and noticed they were both covered in red paint. What a surprise. I wonder how they managed that. Lisa opened the valve and started to rub Ilana's back. Take off your bra. What if somebody sees us? What? Is there anything to see? She grinned. Okay, just be quick. It was true. Oh, you are a fucking perv. It was true that there wasn't much to look at, but even so, I stared at the girls narrowly. It was a pity that they were standing with their backs to me. A minute later, Lisa managed to wash off all the paint. I'm done. Thanks. You're welcome. Lisa replied lazily. Listen, let me try on yours. Oh, Jesus Christ. She pointed at Lisa's bra. It won't fit you for sure. Well, I'd like to try anyway. But out here? There's nobody here, right? Then I looked my way and smiled. I was absolutely sure she couldn't see me in the bushes, but enough of this nonsense. Ilana wasn't listening to her anymore and grabbed Lisa's bra with a dexterous move instead. Now I have to confess, I had something to look at. I watched the two girls chase one another around the washstands with bated breath. Lisa covered her breasts with her hands so I could barely see anything at all. I leaned forward and saw her of a stone falling out of the bushes. Lisa and Ilana stood frozen, staring at me. I tried to cover my nudity with my guilty face. That's how it lasted for a few seconds, and Lisa took her shirt and somehow put it on in an instant. Her face gone from red to purple. Looked like she would explode from a nuclear blast any second. The only thing I wanted was to disintegrate into atoms and to get as far from the epicenter as possible. He was sitting there the whole time, so she noticed me then. You and I, accidentally, if you know what I mean. Lisa rushed at me. Covering my butt with one hand and holding my clothes with the other, I ran into the woods. Seemed the best solution to me at the time, as showing up naked in the middle of the camp, accompanied by two screaming girls, wasn't a good idea. I ran without looking back. Stopped for a few minutes later to catch my breath. Seemed that there was no pursuit, so I managed to save myself. The cause of lacerated, scratched, and bleeding feet, as I had no time to put on my boots. Sat on a tree stump and sighed. Sometime later, having dressed already, I left the forest. I need to decide what to do next. My feet are hurting, so I should go straight to the infirmary. But on the other hand, my stomach isn't going to wait either. Maybe I should accept Electronic's invitation, or head to the canteen in the hope of finding something left to eat there. And I get to choose. How much time do we have? What's it like? What's the time like, boys? I'll play for a little bit. Trying to get like an hour in every episode. What do I do? Can I actually visit these two scouts? No, can't. Why didn't I go to the shower? Okay, I should really visit the infirmary though. I was always took good care of my health. Yeah, because what if my guy gets an infection? And even better care of the times when something starts to hurt badly. So without hesitation, I made my way to the infirmary. But right in front of the door, I stopped as if some mysterious force was holding me. I had absolutely no desire to face the camp nurse without any urgent need. But on the other hand, I almost did a great deed yesterday defending the infirmary. So in some sense, she owed me. I took heart and opened the door. Hi, Pioneer. Hello. Sorry that I was so late yesterday. It wasn't a problem at all. Why have you come? Are you sick? She smiled slyly. Well, I got my feet a bit. You got a bit what? My feet. I gave a stupid answer. Okay, show me. I sat on the couch and took off my boots. How did you manage that? I better keep silent about what happened near the washstands. Well, okay, never mind. Wait a second. She rummaged in the drawer and took out a big red pill with a cross-shaped notch from the vial. What is that for? I was disturbed by the size of the pill and its strange shape. They were broken in halves, usually, and not in quarters. This is not to make the amputation of your legs unnecessary. What? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Nothing. Don't be afraid. Illuminati. God damn it. Pioneer. You'll take it and it'll be alright. And this pill, why does it look like that? That's for patients who refuse to take medicines perily. We screw it into them with a screwdriver then. I didn't dare to ask why they were being screwed in, actually. And now try to bear it for a bit. She took a big pack of cotton wool, wrapped a bud with it, and applied plenty of iodine to it. I braced myself for the torments of hell. I moaned quietly. But my trust in this method of disinfection was much higher than the odd pills, so I had to withstand the burning. Damn it, I was liking the view. Now it's done. I put on my boots and tried to walk. My feet were still hurting, but the sharp pain was gone. Thank you. Don't mention it. Drop in any time, Pioneer. Said goodbye and left the infirmary. My health problem was solved. It's the right time to eat now. The day has just started, and I've gone through so many things already. But I did it, and now have legitimate grounds to fill myself up. Today I wasn't the last one, so I could choose a free table. Lunch included pea soup and mashed potatoes with fish. That actually sounds pretty good right now. It was a major disappointment to me as I don't eat fish in any form and hence will get fewer calories than usually. You, sir, are a square. Soon Slavia and Lena came to my table. Can we? She smiled nicely. Yeah, sure. I stood up and pulled out a chair for her. Please. I was in an excellent mood at the moment. Enjoy your meal. Saying that, Lena began staring at me and continued for some time, but then, after realizing how odd she looked, switched to her plate. You too. You have any plans for today, Simeon? No. I gave her an honest answer, as indeed I had no plans. Except for searching for answers, but that was more like a global goal. Do you want to take a boat ride to the island with us? The island? Well, I think I've seen it from the pier. For what? Ogla asked us to gather some strawberries. There are a lot of strawberries there, and they're so delicious. Couldn't imagine the taste without even eating it. Just by looking at Slavia's face. Strawberries. What are those for? I don't know, but it's indeed a great idea. Well, indeed it is. Moreover, it hadn't been to the island yet. Yeah, sure. Dots. Within minutes we were already standing at the pier. Well, here's the boat. Hang on, I'll go fetch the paddles now. I was left face to face with Lena. Do you like strawberries? Well, not really. But they're tasty. Lena smiled. I see. I didn't know what to say next. How to continue the conversation. So if it didn't come back, we'd probably sit here till the evening without saying a word. Here you go. She handed me a pair of hefty paddles. Yeah, thanks. Not a life vest or anything like that? We go into the boat. I untied it, pushed off the shore, and tried to start paddling. Oh wait, what the fuck am I doing? And where exactly are we heading to? Right there. She pointed her finger at the island. The island was named... I need to yawn. Alright, that island is named the closest one. I wonder what captain gave it such an original name. Well, the island is indeed close to the shore. Aye, aye, Captain. If only I had known what was waiting for me ahead. I wasn't an experienced oarsman. I had rowed a boat just once or twice in my entire life. It was less than half a mile to the island, but we were making our way in zigzags thanks to my skills. By approximately the middle of the trip, my arms hurt so badly that I dropped the paddles to get some rest. Well, aren't there any strawberries anywhere else? I mean, in more accessible places? But the tastiest ones grow there. The snozberries taste like snozberries. Yes. Slavia gave me a puzzled look. Is it hard for you to row alone? Lena, unlike Slavia, understood everything straight away. Oh, it's nothing. Anyway, I couldn't let a fragile girl help me. The rest of the way I spent concentrating on staying alive while getting to the island. Slavia and Lena discussed something, but I wasn't listening. That was too much for me. At last, we arrived. Oh, it is a very close island. There's a boathouse right there. Completely exhausted, I got out of the shore and looked at the boathouse. It seemed so far away that I felt like a first person on the moon watching the earth rise. Here you go. Slavia handed me a basket. It puts the lotion in the basket. It was a small island, barely 100 meters long. And it looked more like a birch grove with even rows of trees covering its entire surface. A calm green sea spread beneath our feet, with wind causing lonely waves on its surface from time to time. This island looked like a lost paradise. It's no wonder that the most delicious strawberries grew just here. We've got to split up. That way we'll do the job faster. Yeah, sure. But there are only 2 baskets. Walk with me, baby, said Lena humbly. Oh, you're right. My bad. So how are we going to split up then? Walk with me, baby. Let me go with you. Let's go. Okay, that's fine. Bitch. Slavia grabbed the second basket and ventured to the opposite side of the island. Well, let's go. Yeah. Lena smiled. Just pay attention. Don't leave a single berry behind. You too. Dots. Of course, that choice was fucking obvious. Like, come on. So it was harvest time. Indeed, the strawberries were delicious. I could probably eat them all if I didn't stop myself in time. Despite being wild grown, the berries were close to garden ones in size and had a rich red color. So it was clear that our visit here wasn't in vain. The brighter the color, the better. Lena followed me closely as we had only 1 basket for both of us. I felt like a real mushroom picker, examining each shrub and carefully pawing the grass. Well, you're much better than me. Am I? Frankly, I'm not even counting them. Yeah, right you are. The basket was already half full. You must enjoy nature, right? I do. Wait, whoa, wait. Oh, the bright sun rays pierced the treetops and blinded me for a second. I sat down on the ground and leaned against a tree. Still, it's so beautiful here. Lena sat down next to me. So close that our elbows touched. Yeah. We just... Excuse me. We didn't do that. We just sat and enjoyed the moment. It seemed like time stood still. The wind gently shook the tree leaves. Some bugs lazily hopped around the grass, and splashes of sunlight played on the faraway water surface. Wait. Oh my god. Look at my hand. My hand is around her. Oh, that's my man. My man. Lena put her head on my shoulder. I was surprised at first, but then I heard her regular breathing and thought that it's just a matter of course. Probably she felt drowsy and wanted to take a quick nap. I just sat there and didn't think of anything for a few minutes. Then words started crossing my mind with ultrasonic speed. Lena, so close. Sleeping. So warm. So gentle. Feelings. I gazed at her. She had such a serene, such a tranquil look on her face that it seemed that right now she's not here, in some kind of better world. I don't know what would have happened the next moment if I didn't hear the voice of Slavia. Savian? Lena? I shook my hair from side to side a few times, coming to my senses. Lena started to wake up. She opened her eyes and gave me an empty look. Have a nice dream? Huh? Suddenly realizing that she had dozed off, leaning on my shoulder, Lena blushed. Oh, I'm sorry. It's fine. Slavia came over to us, so Lena rushed to get up. So how much have you got? I sighed. That's not a lot. Her basket was filled with strawberries to the brim. Well, it's enough anyway. It's time to get back. I grabbed the basket and we headed back to the boat. The way back took less time as I tried to concentrate on rowing and ignoring everything else. My only wish was to get back alive, as the first trip hadn't gone without consequences, and now my hands started to hurt after only a few sweeps of the oars. Having tied up the boat, I fell to the ground with no energy left. Slavia and Lena leaned over me. Could have said something if it was too hard for you. Yeah, never mind, it's fine. I'll just lie here for a bit and everything will be alright. Okay, then get those baskets to Olga, please. We have something else to do. Yeah, sure. I was ready to agree with anything at the moment, just so I wouldn't have to get up. Slavia put the baskets full of strawberries next to me, headed to the square, happily chatting with Lena about something. The hardest part is done anyway. That's what I thought before I got up and took the baskets. After the rowing, they felt like cement bags, even while weighing barely more than a few kilograms each. So the trip to the camp leader's cabin took much longer than usual. I had to stop every 50 meters to have a rest. Once I finally made it, I put the baskets on the ground and sat on the deck chair with difficulty. Ogla! Ogla, I've got presents for you. There was no answer. I barely managed to get up and enter the cabin. She's naked. There was nobody here. Damn it. If you don't need them, it's up to you. Lay down on the deck chair and fell asleep, and the strawberries are gone! What the fuck? Okay, we're stopping. No, you know what? Yeah, we're stopping it right there. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like I said before, I'm trying to make them long and like get into them and stuff. And like I said before during this video, I'm gonna try and make a World of Warcraft series of me just like leveling. So I'm deciding on either doing a rogue, hunter, or a fresh monk. What I mean by fresh monk is just a new monk. I've already got like a big like monk in level, and I might do like a server that none of y'all know, something like that. I don't know. My server is currently Storm Rage and all that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this hour-long session of reading of Everlasting Summer. And I will see you guys in the next episode that I make. Turtles!